Hi guys, welcome and who dat? I'm Joe. Welcome to Rosenfield 10. This is my Saints channel. If you're a Saints fan, please subscribe and we'll talk about the Saints. I'm just a fan. I'm no expert, but I love to talk about the Saints. I love to talk about what's going on during the season and in the off season. And here's what we got going on right now. The Saints have finalized their offensive staff. So now let's take a look at the new look offensive staff, starting with, of course, our new offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, who has all that history with the league and with Shanahan and with his dad, Gary. And we've talked about this for weeks now. Lots of videos on this channel talking about the changes that could come with Clint Kubiak being our offensive coordinator. He's officially hired. He was signed the week of Mardi Gras. And then we also signed Andrew Janocko, and he's going to be our quarterbacks coach. He comes over from San Francisco as well, and he's going to help with the quarterbacks. Now that's basically what Clint Kubiak as an offensive assistant, quarterback specialist, and all this stuff. And Janocko, same thing. Yeah, they're the two coming over from San Francisco. So, we've got Derek Carr. We'll see what happens with quarterbacks. But Janocko's an interesting guy. I'm kind of the belief that we might try to sign Sam Darnold because he was a backup at San Fran and knows the system, and he's a free agent this year, and he could come over and kind of help, be a veteran, help with the transition into the new scheme kind of deal. And then, of course, he's got experience if you need a veteran backup. Personally, I don't know if I would rather have a guy like Sam Darnold or a guy like Jameis Winston. I'm leaning more towards Sam Darnold because of the familiarity, even though it's just 1 year under this system that Kubiak might run, reflective of the Shanahan system. Clancy Barone is our tight ends coach. He was last year, and we're going to retain him because he has familiarity with Clint Kubiak. And this outside gap scheme and all this stuff. So, I wasn't too high on Clancy Barone after the results we had from tight end last year. But he seems to be a good enough coach, as far as this transition into a new offense. He's probably perfect for the job. So, plus he's familiar with the Saints organization, and he can be a nice little transition from the incoming staff into what situation they're getting into. So John Benson is going to be our new offensive line coach. That was to be expected. His last job was with the Jets. Benson has been in the league for decades, and he was one of the original offensive line coaches trying to teach this outside zone scheme, and he's been at the forefront of it. So everywhere he's gone, he's been the guy that's taught the new team the basics of this stuff. So kind of like one of the OGs, one of the godfathers. He comes into our offensive line, and the Saints ran a lot of outside zone last year anyway. We just weren't very good at it. I don't know if that has more to do with the type of players we have or whether we need an offensive coach that specializes in that, a line coach that specializes in that. I mean, we ran it. I think we ran it the fifth most of any team last year. So if we're going to be any good at outside zone run blocking, we would have had an indication of it in the last couple of years. But no, I don't know. I'm not seeing it just yet. I mean, I think Benton's the guy to have. If these offensive linemen the Saints have are going to be good at this scheme, then maybe it takes a guy like John Benton to come in teach the basics and get them going in the right direction. I'm hoping the Jets' running game wasn't that good last year, and Benton was part of that running game coordinating to go along with offensive line coach. So we'll see what happens there. Our running backs coach now is Derek Foster. He comes over from the Los Angeles Chargers, and he worked with, what's his name? Austin Eckler. So, yeah, he's worked with Austin Eckler. Eckler's the same kind of passing game, running back, third down type specialist, kind of running back the Saints have always loved. And somebody that would be the type of running back that would be successful in this offense. We have Kamara, and he's that type, and even way better. So I'm a little excited about Derek Foster. I'm assuming he has some connection to Kubiak, maybe even John Benton. So even if he is the oddball out, I think we've got a decent running back core right now with Kamara and Kendre Miller. Jamal Williams might give us something. We didn't see it last year, but you never know. So I'm excited about it. And then Keith Williams is our new wide receivers coach. Keith Williams was with the Ravens for the last couple of years as an assistant. Keith Williams gets high praise from wide receivers around the league, like Tyreek Hill, who I think trains with him, even though he's not his official coach. And high praises from the best wide receiver in the league. So, yeah, there you go. And how has he been with the Ravens? Well, just from a fan's point of view, I find that Baltimore's receiving core has gotten better in the last couple of years. I think that's why Baltimore, in my opinion, is reached a little above the hump, and it is now one of those perennial, you expect them to be in the Super Bowl in the conversation every year. And it has a lot to do with Lamar Jackson being a more complete quarterback and having wide receivers that he can throw to. Last year, Zay Flowers was a rookie, a smaller guy. I didn't expect him to have much of an impact his first year, and he looked great. So you've got that. So there you go. That's your new coaching staff for the Saints. And how about that salary cap? It was expected to be $242 million. And if it was that number, 242, then the Saints were going to be about $80 million over the cap. Well, we've restructured two deals in the last 2 days. We restructured Eric McCoy, and that saves us about $7 million. And then today we finally restructured Derek Carr officially, and that's going to save us $20-something million. So we have saved $30 million on just two moves. So we go from $80 million over to $50 million over. The expected salary cap was $242, and it was announced today that the salary cap is going to be $255. They were thinking it might be as high as $250. They were hoping they would have an extra $8 million to play with. Well, now they have an extra $13 million to play with. That official number, salary cap, $255. So now the Saints go from being 50 over the cap to being 37 over the cap. So 3 days ago, we were 80 million over the cap, and now we're 37 over the cap. How about that? Just like that. And the Saints are playing ball again in the league. A couple of more restructures in the next week or two, and when that new league year starts, the Saints are going to be under the salary cap. We're probably going to have $20 or $30 million to go and play with. And whoever we sign, we're going to end up trying to restructure other deals to make things happen. And I don't think the Saints are going to stop. I'm pretty sure the Saints have another 7 or 8 restructures in mind. And if that happens, then yeah, we can probably see free agency this year with the Saints having a good $30 to $40 million to spend. That's what I'm projecting here. At the very least, 20 to 30. And that's plenty of money to go and make a couple of big moves in free agency. So I'm excited about this news. Thought I would get it out to you as soon as I could. We should all be happy. The Saints are no longer 80 million over the cap. We are now officially 38 million or 37 million over the cap. And we've only restructured 2 contracts. Just like that. Subscribe to my channel, Rosenfield 10. I'm going to be breaking down running backs in the draft in an upcoming video. And I'm also going to be talking about my favorite players in the draft this year. So subscribe to Rosenfield 10. You'll be getting Saints content all off season long. And until the next video, I'll talk to you later. Who dat?